Okay, folks, welcome back to my channel here. This is Teddy D, Theodore de Mail. I'm going to do another classic Blu Ray review here of the Clint Eastwood actioner, the Eiger Sanction, which was 1975. And it's actually celebrating its 50th anniversary this year. And it's a very underrated Clint Eastwood film, one of my favorites. It's first venture with Clint in the spy genre. It's kind of an espionage thriller. It's really well done, and Clint also directed it too. And we got some beauty. We got the special features here. We're going to get to that later too. George Kennedy, who was also in the film, an actor, is in it. And the film, it's based on a book of the same name, a 1972 novel by this author Trevion. And here's the book right here, actually. And this is a movie tie-in. I had bought this copy a long time ago. Soon to be a major motion picture from Universal. Wow. I haven't read the book yet, but according to this author, Trevion, too, it's an alias for writer Rod Whitaker, who also wrote the screenplay of the movie. He said it was a spoof on the James Bond films, which is pretty interesting because you don't see that at all with the film. And he also wrote a sequel, the Blu Sanction, a while back too. But interesting. But I have to read it someday. I haven't read it yet. Someday I'll get to it. It's a kind of a thick book too. But the producers, David Brown and Richard Zanuck, who also produced Jaws and The Sting, they purchased the rights to this, and originally Paul Newman was going to star. He has some issues with some of the violence, which is strange because it's really not too violent, but I mean there is killings in it, but it's not too bad. But they got Clint Eastwood involved, and he ended up directing it. And Clint brought in pulp writer Warren B. Murphy. He's the author of the Destroyer novels, the Remo Williams books, classic pulp book novels. And that was made. They did one of those into a films with Fred Ward, Remo Williams, The Adventure Begins. That was also 1985, 40 years ago. But I guess he brought him in to work on the screenplay because he liked his style and he could beef it up a little bit. And in the film, Clint portrays Jonathan Hemlick, a retired professional assassin who is now teaches at a university and is a big art collector, living a quiet life. Forcibly pulled out of retirement when a colleague is assassinated by a double agent, and he has to hunt this agent down. And this leads him to the Swiss Alps, as you can see in the cover of this Blu Ray. And very good mountain sequences here too, and he has to sort out the killer, and he doesn't know who it is. And there's kind of a twist in here too. In the film, I don't want to give too much away. He finds out who the killer really is. Very interesting. But King of Louisville is the slipcover. Produced this Blu Ray. They do a lot of, they did a few Clint Eastwood films, Charles Bronson, a lot of those old classic 70s action films and 60s films. And let's take the slipcover off here. Yeah, there we go. That's the cover there. We got Clint again. Nice little different cover there. Again, that's the back. Same thing. And here's your Blu Ray. Not too much changing here. Very interesting Blu Ray. But the special features are interesting on there. There's a commentary by film critic Nick Pickerton, and he has some interesting thoughts on the film. A little bit of criticism points. Interesting to listen to him, though. I mean, I don't agree with everything he said about it, but it's you listen to it. If you want, watching the film. After watching the film, some interesting points, I guess. But there was an interview with the actor Rainer Shawn, who's one of the climbers in the film, and it's a very good interview with him. He talks about his relationship with Clint Eastwood, his friendship with him, and working on the film. And it's very nice. And also an archival interview with the actress Heidi Roll. And that's very interesting to see too. And a vintage 8-minute promotional reel. I don't think I watched that yet, actually. And Poster Image Gallery, some nice TV spots and theatrical trailer and radio spots. It was always fun to watch the TV spots because it's kind of nostalgic, you know, for watching that, watching TV back in the day and seeing these trailers for these old movies. And like I said, it also stars George Kennedy, who's everyone knows him. He was in the airport films, the disaster films, and he won an Oscar for Cool Hand Luke, the 1967 film of Paul Newman. And he also starred with Clint on a previous film called Thunderbolt and Lightfoot, which was 1974, which also starred Jeff Bridges too. And he's very good in this. He's a kind of a scene stealer in this film. Very, he's fun. I like him. Good supporting actor. And also Vinette McKee, who she plays this government agent, kind of helps Clint in there. And she has this interesting name, Jemima Brown, and it's sort of derogatory. I mean, there was some controversy with that, especially. But, it's the 70s, so we play with it. Good actress. She was in a couple of blaxploitation films, Blackula, 1972, which everyone knows about that, and Shaft in Africa, 1973, which was Richard Roundtree as Shaft. And the great Jack Cassidy, father of the famous David Cassidy, he portrays this kind of was an ally in the military with Eastwood's character Hemlock, but now betrays him as a double agent himself, and plays kind of a gay agent in this, which is another controversial, I guess, not politically correct character back then, but, it didn't bother me. He's fun, and he's very good in this too. Very good actor. He was in did a lot of TV, a lot of Columbo episodes, and he did Alfred Hitchcock Presents. He's terrific, actually, very good. And great music score by the legendary John Williams, who everyone knows, Jaws, which also came out that year, 75, Star Wars, Superman the movie, The Poseidon Adventure, Towering Inferno. Score is very unique. This one has some light guitar and a piano, especially at the beginning of the European sequence. Has a jazz sound to it, so very different than his big orchestral scores. I mean, there's bits of that in here too. So very good. Really haunting score by John Williams. Great stuff in that. And again, this film is really good. I like it. It's one of my favorite Clint Eastwood films. And the climbing sequences in the Eiger Mountain are fantastic. No CGI, none of that. More realistic. Eastwood does a terrific job of directing. Early Clint actioner. I love all those things they used to do back then. And definitely worth seeing. Pick it up on Amazon, eBay. Pretty cheap on there. The Blu Ray is very good. These 2 interviews are worth it. And please do remember to subscribe to my channel here and hit the like section if you dig this presentation. And that is it, folks. I'll be back again soon. Take care. God bless.